Good morning, Mount Olive Church. Tuesday morning. Everybody else that joins us for devotions. We're going to continue on here today with walking through the Proverbs, and I'm going to be in chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, just doing a couple verses today. But I want to talk about a word trust as we get started today. And we'll start off with a little bit of story. I know the pastor started one yesterday with his, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about trust. And when you think about trust, what does it mean to you when you put your trust in someone? We're going to talk about that here today and with our scripture, but I'll give you a little story on trust. I grew up, have always been in the outdoors and hunting and fishing and those type of things. So I've been on the lake a lot. I've had a boat about as long as I can remember, whether it was a little John boat or a bass boat or, a fishing ski boat that I only fished out of and tubed. But when I had my fishing ski boat a few years back, we went to another lake where our friends had their boat. And so me and Chas and the girls go over there that day to spend time with my buddy and his wife and his kids, and they like to tube and ski and do those things. So we go over with them that day to their lake, and so they decide they're going to teach me how to water ski. I was kind of nervous about it. One of the things I've always heard about water skiing is, really once you get it down, a lot of it's just up to the boat driver, when how fast they start, and then let off. Do they pull you too fast? Do they swing you side to side, or how to, a lot of it is in control of the person driving the boat. And so we go over that day and we're on the lake with them. And so they're going to teach me how to ski. And I look at the guy that's driving the boat, and I just sat down in the water, got my skis clipped on here, and I'm getting ready to start trying this skiing thing. And I looked at the driver of the boat and I said, "Are you sure you know what you're doing? Can you do this?" And he looks at me and gives me a little wink, and he just says, "Just trust me." Well, a few seconds later, after we took off, I was head first being dragged through the water. Okay, they said that was my fault because I didn't let go of the rope, but I think I put too much trust in the pastor, or the one driving the boat. Did I tell who that was? I didn't mean to do that. Now you all have to think about that the rest of the day. So trust, good little story there. Maybe I stretched it like he did the bicycle ride. So trust, what is that? A firm belief in the character or strength or truth of someone or something, to put all your confidence in something. When you trust something or somebody, you're putting your faith, your confidence, everything that you have, you're putting it into that. You're laying a lot out on the line when you trust someone. And here's the thing. You may want to be a trustworthy person. I try to be a trustworthy person. I want to be trustworthy to my family. I want to be trustworthy to my friends. I want to be trustworthy to my church. But as much as I do, sometimes I'm going to let you down. It's just me. It's just human nature. Would never want to, and it breaks my heart when I do. Believe me, it does. It tears me up. But as good as we try, eventually we'll let each other down, and we lose the trust of some people. So in this Proverbs here, I want you to look at this in verse 5. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." So when it's talking about that, it's saying, I looked it up, and the word trust is in the Old Testament here 134 times. I'm thinking 90, maybe in Proverbs. I can't remember exactly. I may have told you wrong. But it's talking about trust in the Lord. Put your faith, your confidence, everything in the Lord's character, in his ways, in his thoughts, in his wisdom. And when you think about that, it's with all thine heart. It's not with just a little thing. And we've talked a little bit in the last couple lessons at church on Wednesday night and Sunday night. We've all got this faith. We talk about Mary and Martha, and they were upset that their brother passed away. And, we talk about that faith that they had, and it was unreal. They had a strong faith, but sometimes it only went so far. And that's the way we are sometimes. We trust the Lord, but then when times really get hard, when the worst times hit, we start to doubt a little bit. But God says to trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not on thine own understanding. Think about Abraham. Think about Moses. Think about the decisions that God wanted them to make. When he sent Moses down and he said, I'm going to send you down to Pharaoh. Moses had to put trust with all his heart in that. Abraham, when God come to him and said, I want you to leave your family, get away from them. You're going out on your own. He said he had to trust with all his heart. In our own understanding, it says, lean not unto thine own understanding. Our own understanding, our own thoughts, our wisdom is no match for God's wisdom. And in James, it says, if a man lack wisdom, let him ask of God. Because that's where our wisdom that we do have, that's where it's going to come from. Verse 6, it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So what does that mean? The beginning, the end, the continuing, the middle part of every work, purpose, and plan, it's got to be of him. He's the one that has to get the acknowledgement of everything we accomplish, everything we do, everything that we succeed in. It has to be full acknowledgement of God in everything we do. If you've heard that saying, rightly divide the word of truth. When it says he shall direct thy paths, that's pretty much what it's saying. He'll make those ways straight. He'll make them smoother. Because with us, we always we'll have the path that'll be the bumpy road. But if we acknowledge him in everything we do, he'll rightly divide our direction and he'll show us where we need to go. Who are you placing your trust in today? It's okay to have your trust in your friends and your loved ones. That's perfectly fine. But you need to understand, eventually they may let you down. You can put your trust in God no matter how bad the situation. We talked about Joseph the other night. Joseph, he went through some serious times. He was sold into slavery. He was cast into prison. He was forgotten about. But he had his trust and his faith in God, and he acknowledged him of all the times. When he didn't go to make a mistake, he didn't say, I'm not going to sin against Potiphar. He said, I'm not going to sin against God. He always acknowledged God, and God directed his paths. Put your trust in him today, no matter what you're going through. Put a smile on your face. Have a great week. Put your trust in God. I love you all.